So the age-old debate has come up time and time again. I had somebody ask recently again, so it seemed like a perfect time to do this video that I've been putting off because the, catching it on camera is not so easy. But anti-reflective coatings, blue versus green. Why? Why is there blue versus green? I don't know, maybe it's red versus blue or whatever. It's the optical version of it. Let's take a look at the different anti-reflective coatings, or at least the residual colors, and see maybe why or why not. Of course, first, if you're new to the channel, definitely like and subscribe down below, ring that bell so you can stay up to date on the latest and coolest as we talk through different frames, reviews of sunglasses, and lens technology that brings it all together so we can have some real fun with it. Now, what you actually came here to see, let's dive into these AR coatings and see what you can see, or what you can't see, or why you can't see. So as it goes, here is exactly what I'm talking about. We are talking about the anti-reflective reflex, or the reflectance color. In this case, blue on top is going to be the Crizal Sapphire 360, and on bottom the green is going to be like your Crizal Avances and Alizés and Hoya EX3 and a lot of the other competitors on the market. For some reason, we typically only find blues in the top tier of coatings. Now, why that specifically is, I don't know. The top tier, even beyond this, I don't even have a sample to show you, but they have anti-reflective coatings that aren't tuned to a specific wavelength color for the reflex. Those are going to be your most clear. They're going to offer the absolute most benefits. They're difficult to find, they're difficult to produce, and as such, they are more expensive than you'll find with either of these, even the branded Sapphire 360 or the Zeiss DuraVision Platinum. Now, what actually matters here is between the green and the blue, the reflectance level, as you can see on camera, it's pretty darn close. But if you look really, really closely, you can see just ever so slightly, the blue is just a little bit more pale than the green. This works for a couple different reasons. Now, I don't want to make you stare at lenses the entire time because that's not that fun, though staring at me may not be much better. Yeah. Anyways, so between the blue and the green, what it amounts to on the green lenses, and dear Lord, talking with this thing on, I don't wear the surgical ones very often, but my beard tugs at them and pulls them down like crazy. On the blues, here's the funny thing about our eyes. We don't pick up blue colors quite as much as we do. We kind of truncate off around the 405 to 420 nanometer range. You know, that part of the blue spectrum we can't see as much. Of course, it's still coming into our eyes, as we know from blue light blocking lenses. They block that spectrum, but we don't really see it. You know, it doesn't make a noticeable difference to our vision in most cases. But the green falls within the spectrum we see the most of. That's going to be around the 600 nanometer range, which is incidentally where our eyes are the most sensitive. For whatever evolutionary reason, our whatever mechanisms at play have decided that the green family is what we need to see the most. And maybe it's because of trees, or maybe it was predators eons ago. Who knows? But because of that, when you do see the green, just like I was showing on camera a second ago, you do see the reflection a little bit more. Now mine is kind of in between. It splits the difference. This is not one of the true non-pigmentants. This is Rodenstock's AR coating. They're super silky whatever AR. I don't even remember what it's called. But it is a great coating anyways. It's also very, very expensive. But you can see there's not quite as much there as there is on these others. At least I think you can see. Let's get up over here in the lights. Here we go. There's those lovely lights in the room. You can see it is, you know, mediocrely better. Now, I did also use every pair you have seen today is in my prescription and in the same lens material. The reason for that is changes in lens material and changes in prescription also change the amount of reflectance on the lens surface. So anytime somebody tells you one blocks whatever point, whatever percentage, 99.4, 99.6, looking at Eucrozol, that's not necessarily going to be true every single time the coating is produced. Maybe on stock lenses in an extremely controlled environment in CR39, every single time it will be at that, but it's not going to be across the board because it's going to change per prescriptions. Plus prescriptions naturally are going to pick up less reflections, minus prescriptions like mine are naturally going to pick up more reflections. So your choice in AR matters more. Look at me over there too. All right. Now on that note, as far as the blue versus green debate, it's actually kind of funny. Somewhere along the way, we decided because we couldn't see as much of the reflection on the blue, that made it a better coating. So as I mentioned before, on all of the top tier in most manufacturers, you're going to be blue, except for Hoya, who still chooses green on their EX3 coatings. For whatever reason, it is what it is. Now, that's where it gets fun, because at one point it was an East Coast versus West Coast thing. East Coast was always green and West Coast was always blue. Where that changed, where we decided that blue was better across the board because we just don't see as much of the reflection on the lens surface, who knows? But there is yet another contender. I actually don't have one of these handy. The blue blocking AR coatings. You'll notice these. Prevencia, as far as the big brands go, is one you'll know. Hoya is going to be Recharge, and Zeiss is going to be called Blue Protect. One thing they all share, they are not truly anti-reflective coatings. If anything, you could call them a reflective coating because they are. They're mirrors on the front surface of the lens tuned specifically to reflect away whatever part of the spectrum that manufacturer has decided is causing you the most eye strain at the computer screen. Incidentally, as it turns out, these don't actually work all that well. So we can block more of the blue light with something that is made into the lens rather than a coating that is on top of the lens. There are also clear coatings made, just like for UV, that will block blue light spectrum, and these work in much the same way as what's made into the material of the lenses. But anything that it claims to be an anti-reflective blue blocking coating, for the most part, yeah, they're not blue blocking. There are a few exceptions out there. I have seen these, I have worked with these, they are far and few between, and people don't really advertise them that way. They really are advertised as a standard anti-reflective coating, and it just is what it is. Now, not to say that that is all there is to anti-reflective coatings. There is so much more to them, from the way they are applied to the lenses to what the final layers are on the coating and how all that actually functions. But strictly speaking to the colors and what the reflection is on the front of the lens, this will give you kind of a good start on all of that. Now, if you liked this video, definitely leave some feedback below. Let me know your thoughts or what coatings you're familiar with. And if you have any further questions about it, maybe we can do more videos on that in the future. I've done a couple others we'll link down below as far as some of the basics of the different types of AR coatings. But that's all I've got for today, so I will catch you guys next time.